Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Let's waste no time. Let's get into this right now. Now we're focusing on 15 new and upcoming Xbox Series X survival games alongside with some gameplay. Starting off this list with Evil Dead the Game. Evil Dead the Game is an upcoming survival horror shooter fighting game being developed by Saber Interactive and is to be published by Boston Games. The game will feature both a single player mode and a multiplayer mode. Even though I personally think that this game is better played online with friends, that would definitely be a great time. Now, if you want something to compare this game to, you can definitely look no further than Friday the 13th and also Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight and this game are very similar, just with a lot of different concepts. But the similarity between those games just stick right out. Now, many of the show characters will be a playable character in the game with over 25 different weapons to choose from. The game has a release date of February 2022.
Whether you choose the path of evil or righteousness, you'll collect pages of the Necronomicon, uncover Nobi's lost tapes, and track down other legendary artifacts. When you've grabbed enough, you'll use a spell to send the Kandarian son of a bitch back to the hellhole it came from. Soon you'll experience the horror yourself, but for now I'll leave you with this thought. It was no accident that Ash always wore brown pants.
Next up is SkyClimbers. SkyClimbers is an upcoming survival role-playing city building action adventure fighting game being developed and is to be published by Ferocious with a 2022 release date. Next up is The Day Before. The Day Before is the upcoming action-adventure survival shooter game with a massive online multiplayer. The game is being developed by Fantastic and is to be published by Montana. Now, the game is a completely open-world MMO, no question asked. It's like a futuristic DayZ with the same looting and surviving from zombies and players, with players killing for food, weapons, and cars, whatever resource that they can get their hands on to survive to the next day in one piece. The game is also going to be based in America, and so far this game has a major amount of potential, with the world really in need of the next DayZ. The game has a release date of June 21, 2022. Next up is Project Ferocious. Now, Project Ferocious is an upcoming action-adventure survival shooter game being developed and is published by Young. Now, you're on an island filled with deadly creatures alongside with hostile forces, and you must fight to survive as you're all alone on this strange and believed to be lost island, but it's up to you to discover the truth. Now, the game is going to feature next-gen graphics, a dynamic and interactive world free to explore, and a wide array of weapons to customize and to use against your enemies. The game release date is currently to be announced. Next up is Oldudzie, an upcoming survival game with a lot of potential but with little to no information over the past few years. We'll just have to sit and wait, as the release date for this one is not yet announced. Next up is a game by the name of Endling. Endling is an upcoming survival action adventure simulation in the game being developed by Heartbeat Studio and is published by Heartbeat Studio alongside with Andy Games. You're basically a mother fox on the edge of extinction, and you and your cubs must find food and shelter to survive, whilst also teaching your younglings how to survive in the world. The game has a release date of summer in 2022.
Witness humanity itself committing suicide. Unwillingly, unknowingly. As the days go by, the water in the rivers, if you still want to call them that, is becoming more and more polluted. You see bodies of water slowly transforming into garbage dumps. No surprise, as you see garbage trucks dumping their toxic loads into the once life-bearing and life-giving rivers. You may experience a dense forest with green and lively flora in the beginning, but as time passes, you will begin to hear chainsaws and falling timber during the day, while you and your kits rest in your burrow. Coming out at dusk, you might spot sprayed-on markings on the trunks of trees. Soon they'll be gone too.
Okay, moving on to Scavengers. Scavengers is an upcoming survival shooter action adventure free-to-play game being developed and is published by Midwinter Entertainment. The game is a strategic survival battleground where teams of 3 must survive to win with tons of weapons and ability to use and upgrade. The game has a release date to be announced, even though the game can be played on PC through early access, and with an early access alpha coming to consoles very soon.
Let's do that again sometime!
Next up is Trash Sailors. Trash Sailors is an upcoming action-adventure survival shooter in the game being developed by Flocky Machine and is to be published by Tiny Builds. Now, Trash Sailor is a truly different game, with the game being a hand-drawn sailing simulator, and the game just seems to be a ton of fun and laughter to enjoy with friends. The game has a release date to be announced.
Just remember, this raft is your only home. Take good care of it, and if anyone dares set foot here, hit 'em with all you got. Too many greedy lovers want to get their hands on our marvelous, beautiful trash. Defend it to your last breath and steer carefully. Oh, and don't forget to fix anything that breaks. Ah, scurvy bilge-sucking son of a seagull! If your enemies get close and the good old ship's cannons aren't enough, try the newfangled trash technology. You have countless aces up your sleeve. Use anything you get your hands on. They want to steal our trash? Let 'em try. We'll hit 'em with everything we got.
Next up is Bleak Fate Forsaken. Bleak Fate Forsaken is an upcoming role-playing adventure fighting game being developed and to be published by Mitsubishi. Yeah, so if you're looking for a brand new Soul game, or like a Soul type game, you can definitely play this game right here. It got like all the Soul features, design, it's just as challenging, the combat is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty much Dark Souls, has to carry that same dark airy feeling. The game is to be released sometime in December 2021 for all y'all interested. Next up is Little Devil Inside. Little Devil Inside is an upcoming survival shooter action adventure role-playing fighting game being developed and to be published by Neostream Interactive. The game is going to have both a single player and co-op mode if you're one of those people who want to play a game with their friend. Now, in this game you'll be able to travel around the world, hunting and surviving, cooking, and making sure you have a warm place to sleep at night, so you're gonna need to craft yourself a warm fire. Now, you can travel to and from different biomes, whether it's a hot desert, a cold snow, or the forest, swampland, mountains, or even deep sea water. It's all up to you, with tons of NPCs to discover and to talk to, but look out as there's monsters lurking around, but no worries as there's a ton of weapons to defend yourself with. The game has a release date somewhere in 2022. Next up is Elements. Elements is an upcoming role-playing action-adventure shooter game being developed by Rocket Games and to published by Rocket Games alongside Oldudzie Entertainment. And as you can see, the game takes a cartoonish looks, which is a great thing since there are not many games of this original style. The game is being played from a third-person perspective as you go on a journey to fulfill your destiny, as you must find 8 elements in stone and restore balance to the world. You can also build homes and businesses in this game. There's also magic and melee and long-range weapons to use for combat. Alongside that, you can collect resources and items to upgrade your abilities. The game has a co-op mode and the game is to be released in 2022. Next up is Smalland. Smalland is an upcoming survival action adventure game being developed and published by Merge Game. Now in this game you are very tiny with a lot of hazards surrounding you in this world, and the fact that you're on the bottom of the food chain doesn't help, with massive creatures hunting you for your next meal. But don't worry, as you can craft weapons and armors and also build yourself a shelter. This game will feature a co-op for you and your friend to test your survival skill with all the odds are against you. The game has a release date has to be announced. Next up is Elex 2. Elex 2 is an upcoming open world role-playing action-adventure post-apocalyptic game being developed by Final Bytes and to be published by THQ Nordic. The game has a March 4, 2022 release date. Next up is The Feast. The Feast is the upcoming horror indie sandbox game where if you get captured you'll be eaten by cannibals, as you were kidnapped and brought to a private island to be a part of a mass feast, literally, your dinner. And if you're eaten by your captors, they will grow stronger, but there's also other people like you on the island you can find and rescue allies, so when you die you can play as one of them. Sounds like Watch Dogs Legion, I know, which is a good thing because the game was very good, in my opinion. The game has an early access release date somewhere in 2022, so keep an eye out for that one. This game has a lot of potential, I can tell you. Next up is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is the upcoming first-person shooter, horror, and survival game being made and to be published by Ukraine-based company named GSC Game World. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl will be releasing on April 28, 2022.
Вот поэт. Между аномалией и маслиной я уже лучше пулю выберу.